on. Let me see what we got going on. Let me see what we got going on. Talking Facts Live. We live. Your boy Charles Brown. Let me make sure I got some sound before we go any further. We're gonna have a whole conversation. We're gonna be here for a while. Let me check. Make sure I got some sound. How we sounding, shorty? You can't hear me? Let me see something. Let me make sure I got some sound first before I go any further. We are live. My name is Charles Brown, Talking Facts. If I ain't got no sound, then I can't do nothing else with you, champ. Let me see something. All right, we got sound. I appreciate y'all in the building. We're going to have... You can hear me? All right. You can turn it down now. You can turn that down. Gang, what's good? It's your boy Charles Brown. We Talking Facts Live. I haven't gone live in a couple of months. I decided to go live because this conversation it's evolving too quick. It's evolving too fast. And I want to make sure we got a lot to discuss, man. I don't understand what is going on. But Diddy's mom, y'all know what's going on with Diddy, right? I don't got to fill y'all in on all the ins and outs of what's going on with your boy Sean Diddy Combs. Salute to those in the building. I'm going to get to the comments and all that good stuff. But we're going to be here for a while because there's so much going on really, really quickly. Before we do all that, I want to shout out my sponsor, the BlackYeti.com, black-yeti.com. Head over to black-yeti.com for that those infused THC products, things of that nature. They sponsor my shows, the What Show, all the content you see on CLBMG Network. I appreciate them for what they do. Boom. Right? So guess what? We're talking about Diddy and Diddy's mom. And I'm not going to disrespect Diddy's mom in any kind of way. I'm not going to disrespect her. So let's just get that out the first and foremost. I'm not disrespecting Diddy's mom in any kind of way, but I do want to say this statement that Diddy's mom put out is not a good look. I'm just going to be honest. Andrea said, hey, salute in the building. Victor's in the building already. Salute, Vic. Tatted up, Vic. I see you, Vic. I didn't know if you was working, but listen, guess what? Janice Combs released a statement. When I saw this statement, gang, I said, what is going on? Why would you say these things? I'm going to play some clips. We're going to do a little bit of everything, right? I want to play, first of all, I'm going to talk about the statement, but what I want y'all to do is listen to a few commentators, YouTube commentators they're going to break down what happened with this statement that Janice Combs put out. And gang, it's absolutely, to me, if you really paying attention and you reading between the lines, gang, this statement is absolutely crazy. So we're going to get to that right now. If you really paying attention to what she's saying, right? To me, I don't understand why you would try to defend. I understand a mom going to defend their son, right? I get it. And like I said, I'm not going to disrespect in any kind of way Diddy's mom, Janice. We're not going to do that. But I do want to talk about this. I want to play this clip from the Breakfast Club, so just you can get an idea of what's going on. And we're going to get back into my commentary because I don't think that Janice thought this statement through. It sounds like a PR firm wrote this, right? Which I understand. I get it that the PR firm job is to write statements and yada. But we so grown up now, gang. We can tell when it's written by somebody other than the person that's saying it. I know daggone well Janice Combs did not write this statement. I guarantee you. But I'm gonna play what they talking about on the Breakfast Club.
Diddy's mom has fully spoken out amidst everything that is happening right now. Janice Small Combs provided a statement to some outlets via her attorney. So she starts off by saying it's very heartbreaking to see her son judged not for the truth, but for a narrative created out of lies. She says, to bear witness to what seems to be a public lynching of my son before he has had the opportunity to prove his innocence in pain is a pain too unbearable to put into words. Like every human being, my son deserves to have his day in court, to finally share his side and to prove his innocence. She also spoke on the Cassie video, like just seeing the video itself. And she says, I'm not here to portray my son as perfect because he is not. He has made mistakes in his past, as we all have. My son may not have been entirely truthful about certain things, such as denying he has ever gotten violent with ex-girlfriend when that hotel surveillance showed us otherwise. She also talked about the fact that Diddy decided to settle with Cassie. And she says, sometimes the truth and a lie become so closely intertwined that it becomes terrifying to admit one part of the story, especially when that truth is outside of the norm or is too complicated to believe. This is why I believe my son's civil legal team opted to settle with the ex-girlfriend in that lawsuit instead of contesting it until the end, resulting in a ricochet effect as the federal government used this decision against my son by interpreting it as an admission of guilt. She then goes on to talk about the several different allegations that Diddy has right now, accusing him of sexual assault. And she says, not being entirely straightforward about one's issue does not mean my son is guilty of the repulsive allegations and grave charges leveled against him. Many individuals who were wrongly convicted and later exonerated had their freedom taken from them, not because they were guilty of any crimes they were accused of, but because they didn't fit the image of what society considers to be a good person. She put "good person" in quotations. History has showed us how individuals can be wrongfully convicted due to their past actions or mistakes. So this is a statement that came out over the weekend, and I mean, it's her son. I didn't expect her to
say anything else.
Not stand with her son.
Mom's gonna always ride for their babies.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can get sentenced to 100 years for killing 27 million people, and they'll be like, "But that's my baby. Or he's not the person y'all betrayed him to be."
Yeah. She mentioned have his day in court and speak his piece, and you know that you had reported that his attorney said Diddy's going to take the stand. I'm just really trying to figure out what is he going to say. Like, how do you get on the stand?
I'm sure he's going to try to clear his
talk
name
your way out
and
of this.
Explain things, but I don't think it's a great idea, and I'm sure his attorneys would try to talk him out of it.
It's not a great idea, gang. It's not a great idea. I want to talk about this whole situation. First things first, I want to break down Mom's statement. Now, you heard Lauren from the Breakfast Club pretty much laying out the statement that Diddy's mom made. I personally want to go a little bit deeper because it's kind of like it's almost insulting our intelligence to a degree, gang. I'm just going to be honest. It's kind of making it seem like we didn't see what we saw, and there was more context to what we saw, is what she's trying to say. So let me back up a little bit. So the statement by Sean Diddy Combs' mother, she's defending him, which you're going to defend your son. But sometimes it makes things worse when you defend your son in the wrong way. She says that he's not the monster they have painted him to be. So what kind of monster is he? Let's just start there. All right. So Janice Combs, mother to Sean Diddy Combs, has released a statement on behalf of the Combs family amid his ongoing sex crimes allegations. I'm going to go line for line with the statement that's been released. If we can bear with me, I'm just going to have a conversation. In a statement released Sunday, October 6th, through attorney Natalie G. Figures, I'm just going to go on a limb. I think Natalie might have wrote this. I don't know. Somebody in a firm somewhere wrote this for Mama Combs. Not saying Mama Combs couldn't have wrote this, but a mom probably would have wrote some more detailed, more emotional stuff. This was very matter of fact and professionally laid out. So I'm just going to go on a limb and say Natalie or someone involved with her legal team wrote this and not Janice. She probably had some input on it, but somebody touched it up and yada, yada. So let me continue. It is heartbreaking to see my son judged for the truth, not for the truth, but for a narrative created out of lies. So let's start there. What lies are being told about Diddy? And everybody get a fair shake, gang. I'm not trying to say that. Everybody gets a fair shake. We're just going to be honest. You deserve a fair shake. Everybody gets their day in court. I get all that stuff like that there. But if you're going to say they lying, then you're going to have to elaborate. Because we saw the video. We saw Diddy literally lie a few days before the video came out, saying he never hit Cassie. He never touched her. And this is a money grab. And the truth will come out. Love will win the day. Enough is enough. All this stuff, right? So where are we supposed to go when, you know what they do when you're on the stand and you get caught lying? At that point, your credibility's shot, right? So it's going to be tough for Diddy to say they're lying when we already actually saw him lie and come out with a video saying, I hit rock bottom, gang. I hit rock bottom. That video was bad, right? Shouldn't have made that video because he basically told us he was lying. So, and I told you, I'm not going to disrespect Mama Combs in any kind of way, but at the same time, we gotta listen to what she's saying. So Mama Combs said It's heartbreaking to see my son judged for the truth, but for a not for the truth, but for a narrative created out of lies. To bear witness to what seems to be a public lynching of my son before he has had an opportunity to prove his innocence is a pain too unbearable to put into words. Like every human being, my son deserves his day in court to finally share his side and to prove his innocence. That is true. Mama Combs, you are 100% right. Right. And we know that you're going through an unbearable pain. But I don't know if it's a public lynching. Let's just be honest. Diddy has been getting away with stuff for over 20 something years. We've been hearing rumblings of Diddy for over 20 years doing the most heinous and foul stuff to people, not once or twice. This is consistent. We've been hearing this since Let the Locks Go back in the day when the Locks was saying Diddy was using thievery and unfair business practices to hold them hostage in a bad record deal. We've been hearing that since back then, right? We've been hearing the Kim Porter rumors for years, right? We've been hearing he had something to do with Tupac and Biggie for years, right? We seen, I think Diddy was in trouble with a coach that was coaching his son. He hit him with one of them cowbells right on their head, bong or something like that, right? Surprised he didn't kill the dude because the son wasn't starting on the team or something like. Y'all can tell me about it. I don't know. But end of the day, this is nothing new. We've had what happened with Suge Knight's, one of his affiliates, right? They met up at a Diddy party. One thing led to another. Something happened, and the affiliate to Suge ended up deceased, right? Now, we've been hearing a lot of stuff. A lot of this is not accusations. A lot of this is public knowledge, right? So I want to figure out, let me get to these comments. I want to figure out where the lies are, right? I want to figure out where the lies are. Babe Ruth said Diddy admitted to his behavior and it's all on video. That is a fact. So I'm trying to figure out, and I get it. Mama Diddy Combs is she's grieving. She's hurting. Her son is facing 30 years plus. And every time she go online, it's a horrific, like, it is people talking crazy. I understand, Mom. I get it. But at the same time, right? Let me see. Infamous Eli said her son was lynching other people. Donald Sienna in the building. Talk your shit. You got it. You know I'm going to do that. And Babe Ruth said, now the law coming for him and it's all, no one gets away forever. That's a fact. Next, God will come to him to put him in jail. He tried to throw J-Lo under the bus, ask Shine how grimy this dude is. And let's be honest, let's get to that Shine situation. Shine right now, Shine is low key. He's not, Shine is a stand-up dude. He's not trying to snitch outright. But let's be honest, go on YouTube right now and see what Shine is saying right now with the Diddy situation about the shooting in that nightclub, right? I believe it was in Manhattan somewhere? The shooting that Shine did about 9 years for, that he maintained from beginning that he didn't pull the trigger. And the girl that got hit in the infamous Diddy nightclub robbery, somebody threw money in Diddy's face and so-called allegedly Shine pulled out a pistol, right? Or whatever he pulled out, and some bang, bang, and just went nuts in there. And the girl got shot in the face. She almost died. She sued, and I believe she got a settlement. I'm not sure, but I do know that Shine took that charge. Did not snitch. He always said, I didn't pull it. What you supposed to say? I didn't pull the trigger, right? But Shine has always maintained, I never pulled that trigger. That girl said years ago that Puff Daddy shot me. She said that years ago. She's always maintained that, and now they're looking back at it, and she's getting interviewed now, and they're like, so you mean to tell us that it was actually Diddy all along? She told you that 10, 15 years ago, right? She said that. The victim said that. No one wanted to believe it. Why? We've been giving Diddy passes since the Source magazine, the Source Awards. Why? Oh, your producer all in the video. He all on the record, come to death row. We're like, oh, Sugar's bullying him, right? We thought Sugar was bullying him. And a lot of people, especially females, are why Sugar's messing with Puffy? He don't bother nobody. He just do his little dance, drink his little drink, and he just happy. We all thought Puffy was this happy-go-lucky, right? But we didn't know that Biggie was leaving Diddy. We didn't know that they was in a bad relationship with what he had on paper because the contract was bad, and Biggie already was making a whole new record label. That's why you got Junior Mafia, Lil C's, and all them, right? And all that, whatever went on with that. They had a whole label. He was after his contract was done, he was leaving Puffy. So a lot of people like Puffy could have that, right? And things got grimy. Now I don't know. This is all conjecture, but what I do know is a lot of stuff we gave Puffy a lot of grace for, right? We kind of felt like, oh, Diddy's he's the victim in this, not knowing that Diddy instigating a lot of this stuff behind the scenes. Just to be honest, if we look at it now, let me check these comments because there's a lot going on with them, right? So I got off topic with Shine. So Shine is now saying from his home country that the truth now is coming out. He never pulled that trigger, and now people are open to hearing it now. Right? People now will actually, wait a minute, maybe Diddy did pull out a pistol, right? Maybe, and I'm not going to do this to J-Lo because I like J-Lo. So I'm not going to do this, but I have to say this. Maybe J-Lo lied to the police. Let's just be honest. If she was his girl at the time and she don't want nothing to do with it, they broke up shortly after. If I'm J-Lo, guess what I'm doing? I'm going to lie to the police and I'm going to break up with you. And I'm never looking back. This thing is over forever, like dead ass. But I'm thinking at the time, because you think if she tell the truth, then she got to get on the stand and she got to do all her career now is she's the snitch that got Diddy away, that put Diddy away, right? So I don't know what J-Lo did or did not do, but they're talking about opening the case again. It is what it is. They need to stick with the stuff they got in front of them with this Diddy. Now they're trying to get Diddy for a lot of stuff. They're saying Diddy was the reason Tupac was killed. And at the end of the day, if you've been watching Gene Deal, Vlad TV, The Art of Dialogue, if you've been paying attention, all the signs point to Diddy. So this is what the signs point to. And I'm not telling you nothing that ain't public knowledge right now. This is what the signs point to, right? If you're paying attention, what happened with Tupac and Diddy and Biggie to a degree was Tupac was coming at Diddy a little too hard, a little too much. And it was getting to a point Diddy wasn't able to move like he wanted to move. And it was getting a little scary, right? It was getting a little scary. Tupac had both coasts. Let's just be honest. Tupac could get in New York and get 50 deep. I'm just telling you what it is. Tupac had family in Jersey and in New York. Tupac could come to New York and get 50 deep. So Diddy's not safe nowhere. He's like, bro, this stuff getting a little crazy. And you got to think what was being said behind the scenes, yada, yada. So long story short, Pac was rolling with Suge. Suge was, according to all accounts, Suge was rolling with MOB, right? So if you're Diddy, you're going to go to the enemies of them or the opposite. So allegedly, Diddy started going to the opposite of MOB. And you can look up and see whoever that is. I'm not doing that. But at the end of the day, the word is, and all these videos are public knowledge. They on YouTube that Diddy at some point offered the other side $1 million. The $1 million was actually paid. This is why they got Keefe D now. They're trying to sweat Keefe D out so he can go ahead and tell them, all right, Diddy wired the money. So, but what happened was Diddy allegedly, I'm just saying allegedly, but they've all said this. This ain't me making this up, that he paid the $1 million, but the middleman who he paid it to, that's supposed to give it to the other side to off or take care of Tupac, he kept the million for himself, right? He kept the million for himself. This ain't me. I'm just telling you what I saw and what I saw on YouTube and whatever else, documentaries, da-da-da. So you can look this up yourself. He kept the million and opened up a nightclub. This is all so he opened up a nightclub and da-da-da. They never even got the million. The hit ended up happening anyway. And allegedly Keefe D says that he got a call from Diddy saying, was that us? Right? This is all alleged. So we're talking about a man who allegedly shot somebody in a club and sent $1 million to off. Donnie Battle in the building. Sent $1 million to off Tupac. The million never got there, but Tupac got offed anyway. Right? So this is the guy we're talking about with this statement that Mama Combs, this man is in this situation. He's in the middle of a lot of weird, funny situations that we can't always explain. So I don't know what lies we're talking about, right? Because Diddy has been known and been seen to have had a very harsh temper, right? Very, very quick to. They said that Cassie has in the report that he heard that Suge was somewhere, grabbed some guns, went over there, right? Talking about what's up now, Playboy, right? I don't know if this the guy you want to go and make a statement saying he's made some mistakes and people are villainizing and lying about him. Let me keep this moving. It says it's people who have dreams about promises without contracts. The smart producers find the beat and then the record that owns the tapes content with promises. That's what Diddy. Yep. Let me see what Andrea said. That statement sound like it was professionally written. His PR team is trying to get the black community to support him. That's a fact. So it's just a lot going on with Diddy, and I feel like I'm going to continue with the statement. We're not going to veer off course, but I just wanted to be honest with where we're talking about when Mama Combs is saying that there are lies being told on Diddy. Now, Diddy has been shown that a lot of these conjectures and rumors actually have a undercurrent of truth, and almost none of them have been disproven. Let's just be honest, right? Babe Ruth said, what country is Shine from? I believe Shine is from Belize. I could be wrong, but I believe Shine is from Belize, and he was deported once he got out of prison. He was deported back to Belize, where he has gone to be a very prominent member of society. He holds public office. He's an elected official. So Shine he's changed his life around. He said that whole stuff is his past, right? Let me see what real as it get. The lawyer with the victim selling the tapes was the celebrities. Makes this make sense? That's a fact. They got a whole thing with the tapes. We're gonna get into the Diddy tapes. They got something where Diddy they got tapes they're trying to sell the Diddy's and yada yada. Let me see what else going on. Tupac family opening his case back up with that lawyer that Jay-Z used. Okay. He said Belize, blah, 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 blah. And what Andrea said, the victim said she saw that the gun was taken from J-Lo's purse. Good God Almighty. I hope they don't do that to J-Lo. He is the leader of Belize. He has down Diddy the fact that he's the leader in Belize. I'm bugging out. Salute. Let me see what Infamous Eli said. He said, bruh, salute Infamous Eli in the building. So we just got a lot of comments going on, but I'm going to keep it moving. So like I said, man, I think that Diddy's mother she means well, bro, right? But at some point, you got to say, are you trying to witness tamper? And what I'm saying witness tamper is not even witness tamper. What happens in a case like this, right? There's going to be a jury. There's going to be a jury. If Diddy goes to trial, there's going to be a jury. Now, the jury right now, it's going to be hard anywhere in this country for a jury to come in with an open mind and no preconceived notions of who Diddy and what Diddy is. So that narrative is very important. The narrative that she's speaking of, the lies of the media, that narrative is very important, right? The reason that they would want to reverse that narrative, and I don't think this statement is going to do it, but it's going to touch some people, be like, yeah, right? But at the end of the day, that narrative, when they start to form that jury, people are going to have to be chosen based on how they already feel. If they get a narrative out there that reverses this, like, yo, she's saying a lot of buzzwords, keywords, like, let me see the buzzwords and keywords. She said it's a narrative created out of lies. It's a public lynching. He deserves his day in court to prove his innocence. These are all buzzwords. These are words they want to stick in your head. Like, he's being publicly lynched. Like a lot of politicians will say, it's a witch hunt, right? I'm sure a witch hunt is coming. And I think they already said witch hunt like 2 weeks ago. So they're going to use all the buzzwords to try to reverse this narrative. They're lynching. It's a witch hunt. Like, he deserves his day in court. All of this stuff is jargon. It's lawyer jargon. That's why I don't think she wrote this. I think she agreed to put it out. And she may have a few of these things are things of her sentiments, right? But I don't believe that Mama Combs wrote this statement, which in essence means it's not a real statement. It is a creation of a PR firm or some type of legal team trying to, it could be his legal team, right? We haven't heard from Mama Combs. This dude been in jail for about 2 weeks or more, right? Apparently he's getting extra cookies, extra food, like whatever, they got him on suicide watch, but apparently that goes with any high profile celebrity, low key, right? I don't know why they felt the need to put a statement out that is this. It is too almost cheesy to me. It's almost like, and again, I'm not going to disrespect Mama Combs, but let me keep reading this, right? I think her statement was a little bit longer than that, but for decades, Sean Combs abused. Okay, this is the indictment. Here we go. So this is what she said. So I'm gonna continue her statement. My son may have not been entirely truthful about certain things, such as denying he has ever got violent with his ex-girlfriend when the hotel surveillance showed otherwise. Again, they're trying to cop to stuff, but diminish it, make it smaller, right? Make it like, yeah, he did. He wasn't 100% about that. The hotel video footage showed that otherwise, you know, what he said wasn't exactly 100. It wasn't on the up and up, but yes, he did get violent. Violent ain't the word. Let's just be honest. He chased that girl down in a towel, dragged her, hit her, kicked her, right? And pulled her back into the place where she said she could never escape from in the first place. That was the reason for the lawsuit and all of the things like that. And they're going to try, I'm going to tell you right now, they're going to try to bury this girl's character. You better be ready. They are going to hit this girl out of everybody on this case. They're going to try to destroy Cassie. I promise you, it's going to be, they're going to pull out this girl's skeletons. They're going to make this girl look like a freaking madam in the street, just like selling women by the pound. I'm telling you, by time it's over, she gonna look just as drugged out and crazy as Diddy. They're going to assassinate this lady's character like you have never seen. They're probably gonna try to get her on a stand and make her contradict herself. But what they don't understand, this thing is bigger than just Cassie. They're gonna have to attack everybody. All 120 victims, 60 males. We got what Tony Busby say. We have 120 individuals, 60 males, 60 females. All of them are alleging different various copious, like horrendous acts by Diddy, by Sean, Mr. P. Diddy Combs. So he definitely got 120. He said we got 3,000. We got 3,000 calls, and we narrowed it down to 120 victims, right? So what Diddy lawyers going to do right now, they going to start putting money out, finding everybody that they can find to disparage each and every person. The 60 females, the 60 males. The 60 females, they're going to be half of them probably sex workers. So they're going to wipe them out off the top. You know, they just bang. They're just going to go right after their job off the rip. They're going to just boom. She's a sex worker. Bang. Say less, right? And then half of them are sex workers too. They're going to have a problem though with the people alleging when they was minors that they were involved, right? That's where the issue is going to be with Diddy trying to save his. And I do believe Diddy thinks he's going to get out of this. He has no choice because at this point he can't even off himself because they got him with you know what I'm saying, with a piece of foil wrapped around. He can't even do nothing, right? So end of the day, he gotta just wait, and he gotta bribe these guards and get extra tuna fish or fish sticks or whatever he getting, Cheetos, whatever he can get in there, Raisinets, right? But Mama is getting in front of this narrative. And what's going on is this statement, to me, is still wild. I'm going to continue with this statement. She says, sometimes the truth and a lie become so closely intertwined that it becomes terrifying to admit one part of the story, especially when that truth is outside the norm or is too complicated to be believed. We too dumb to understand, gang. We can't process this. It's bigger than us. It's too intertwined. She's trying to say this story is more convoluted than your little mind can handle, right? That's what they're telling us with this statement. Let me keep this moving. She said, this is why I believe my son's civil legal team opted to settle the ex-girlfriend's lawsuit instead of contesting it until the end, resulting in a ricochet effect as the federal government used this decision against my son by interpreting it as an admission of guilt. It was an admission of guilt. It was an admission of guilt because he paid it. First of all, he paid it. Now, people settle all the time, but you don't do it in 24 hours, right? You don't settle in 24 hours. Then you drop this video from the Cayman Islands or wherever he was at in the background talking about I was rock bottom, y'all. I was messed up. I know y'all saw that video. I was disgusted at myself. I was at the end of my rope, and Cassie just pissed me off, and they cut the video off, right? He didn't say that. But end of the day, right? We saw a man basically tell us that he was lying. So, Mom Dukes, you're on here trying to tell us we can't comprehend the lies from the truth when he already told us he was lying, Mom. I'm just being honest with you. For her, it's all about her. She doesn't set the people that Diddy harmed. So let me finish this statement. She said, this is why I believe my son's civil legal team opted to settle the ex-girlfriend's lawsuit instead of contesting it, right? Gang, listen. Diddy couldn't contest it because it was true. Because no sooner than that, he paid it. The video came out because he tried to go on his Instagram and say enough is enough. He tried to accuse Cassie of being a money grabber. He tried to accuse her of making a play for his money, which she did. Let's just be honest. She said, I got a book, right? I got a book. You want this book to go away? It's 30 million. He said no, right? You know how they say the proverbial gave her my ass to kiss, right? He said no, right? Bang. She said, okay, bet. Bang, bang, bang. She filed the paperwork, went to the judge, said, this is what it is. Slap. He said, as soon as it got in the public opinion, dog, I'm telling you what happened. Diddy didn't expect the public to turn like that. I'm being honest. And Diddy wasn't the one that paid it. The companies had to pay it. Diddy didn't pay it out of his pocket. Diddy had investors who were getting sued in it. So it was even more than just, oh, Diddy came out of his pocket. No, it was people that was in the lawsuit that the companies, their insurance, all that had to pay that for Diddy. It wasn't Diddy. Let's just be honest. So Diddy was forced, and he was forced to step down from all them companies because he lost them so much money, and he was a pariah at that point, right? So it wasn't that Diddy's lawyer could have fought to the end. No, Mom, I'm sorry, Mama. He was forced to pay that within 24 hours. Now, if it's me and these allegations are false, I'm going to be swinging from the rafters talking about this chick is a liar, right? Everything she's saying is a lie, yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to be silent and start dropping all my companies and that. Diddy's a fighter. We know that. Diddy's a fighter. What Diddy ain't been fighting nobody. We've seen Diddy silently sign away Revolt, silently sign away Ciroc, silently sign up. Where's the fighting at? Right? Where's the fighting at? We haven't seen Diddy fight anything, dog. I'm just going to be honest. Hold up, let me see. Yeah, you sure Diddy is talking now, but they're saying about Diddy jail lies to avoid the press. Let me see what Fumi said. All right, let's wrap this Diddy stuff up. Next topic. You hear Fumi? You must want to see this topic with us. You want to see it with us, and we're going to keep it moving. So listen. On that note, I want to go to the more discussion of this statement because there is more. There's absolutely more. Believe it or not, gang. I'm just going to be honest. There's even more to this crazy. I'm not going to disrespect Mama Combs. This is a mother's fighting for her son, and nothing but respect for Mama Combs for this. But she says this does not make him guilty of the multiple repulsive allegations and grave charges leveled against him. She's right. It does not make him guilty, gang. Just because they accuse you of it does not mean you did it. But at the same time, if you're sitting in jail on suicide watch and PC and you got denied bail twice, there's a pretty good chance you did something, right? You did something wrong, gang. I'm just going to be honest. We got a problem. They can't even do an indictment and lock you up without some evidence, especially the feds. They don't do that, right? And he might be thinking, oh, man, I saw Ja Rule and Irv Gotti. They beat the feds. I can beat the feds. What's all this? Why are you so scared of the feds? Dog, they had a different problem than you got. It wasn't enough evidence on them. They really didn't do nothing. The thing with them, they was in the middle of a situation just trying to stand up for a dude. And the feds knew that they wasn't really doing nothing, but they tried to stop their money so they couldn't help out who they were trying to really get, right? That was all that was about. This ain't that. You the money. You the plug. They don't want nobody above you. First of all, anybody above Diddy is uncatchable, right? I'm just going to be honest. The simple fact of the matter is, if Diddy don't tell on them, nobody will. The people above Diddy probably could pay for all them cops to not be around no more. That's looking for him. I'm just going to be honest. It's a different level, right? It's a different level. So right now, Diddy's the big fish on the hook, bro. Just dead ass. He the big fish on the hook. Let me keep this moving. What's going on over here? Time and understatement. The ego of it is being about her and her son, not about the victims. This is how law seems no I'm bugging out. The dangerous Jew. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out, babe. I'm gonna figure it out. It's a new world. They all going down. That's a fact. So pretty much end of the day, what's going on with this statement? I feel like she means well, but let me finish reading this because I want to have this conversation. Many individuals who were wrongfully convicted and later exonerated had their freedom taken from them because they were guilty of crimes they were accused of, but because not because they were guilty of crimes they were accused of, but because they didn't fit the image of what society considers to be a, quote, good person. She put that in quotes. History has showed us how individuals can wrongfully convicted due to their past actions or mistakes. Now she's laying doubt in this legal system, which she's correct, or whoever wrote this, he, she, them, they are correct. There have been people wrongfully convicted. That is a fact, right? But to put good person in quotations, I don't think you could put good person in quotations. That's like saying I'm a good person. Like, okay, then what are you then? If good person is in quotes, then what do you really mean? Like, dog, what are we talking about? You put good person in quotation, like, yeah, that's just something they made up, a good person. No, a good person is a good person. Like, I don't really need to be told what a good person, you good or you not. It ain't no quotation marks, Mom. I'm just going to be honest. She put it like there's levels to good person. Like some of this stuff is like it's a gray area to being a good person. You can be one, but not. No, Mom. I'm just going to be honest. This is awful. You cannot put good person in quotation marks. You just can't. I'm sorry. Let me keep this moving. Who were wrongfully convicted and later exonerated, had their freedom taken from them. Mom, I get it. There are people wrongfully convicted. And if Diddy was wrongfully convicted, which he hasn't been convicted yet, now let's get to the meat of the bones. Diddy is only in jail right now because he was harassing a witness. He tampered with a witness. He called that girl from, what's the name of the group? Last Train to Paris. What's the name of that group? Whatever group he was in. I don't know what the guy, him and Don Rich, whatever the name of that group was. What's the name? Midnight something? I don't know what the name of the group was. Somebody in the comments could tell me. But whatever the name of that group was, he was with them two girls, right? The other girl brought the lawsuit up. Don brought the lawsuit up. Diddy called the other girl 58 times to tell her to stop Don from making this lawsuit, to change her opinion, to get her to drop the lawsuit. That is witness tampering, witness harassment. Everybody in the public eye already knew that both of them had an issue, and they already knew that girl felt the way. Diddy started calling her 58 times. She changed her story. There it is. Robert D said, dirty money. Dirty money is the group. He made this girl publicly change her story. That is why they went and grabbed him at the hotel, allegedly a day early, because his lawyer said, well, he's going to turn himself in on Tuesday. They grabbed him a day early. Yeah, Jen Lynn said dirty money. Donnie, it's not sanity. It's not Danity Kane. It's dirty money. It's dirty money, Donnie. They grabbed him a day early because he called this girl 50. Imagine your phone is like this. This dude is just lighting up, blowing it up, and he's like, "Yo, you gotta stop her! You gotta stop her!" That's witness tampering, but that's not the first girl. That's not the first person he did that to. He did to mad people. So the feds are listening to you, man. At that point, they were watching you. You wasn't going to leave the country. You wasn't going to go too far. You wasn't going to go without. His lawyer claims he was telling them everywhere he went anyway. So he knew they was watching. His lawyer said when he went to New York, because when they raided his house, they already said, listen, at this point, you are a suspect of several crimes. You cannot leave XYZ. Wherever you go, you need to notify us. And his lawyer said he was accommodating, according to his lawyer. Now, some of the cops, the way the cops are talking, they're saying that the lawyer is not being 100% truthful. The cops are like, yeah, we don't know about all that cooperating. Yeah, we just was on his ass, right? Bang, bang. But end of the day, what happened was Diddy got wind of this girl. And this ain't the only girl. It's another girl he called 50-something times too. But the feds are listening to your phones. They're watching. They want you to run. They want you to say something stupid. You'll call this girl 58 times. They say, you know what? They start putting on they ride, their gear, they guns. And they was like, we're going to get him in the morning. Like, everybody suit up. We're going to go early, get him we know he at the hotel. We're going to go get him because he's bugging out. Diddy is in jail because he did some wild stuff. Anybody else would have got bail. They would have got bail. I'm just going to be honest, because they don't really have nothing physical that is saying, because they would have already locked him up a long time ago. So they got a bunch of this, that, and the third statements. You heard the lawyer. He just came out with the people now. He just found 120 people now. So they didn't have 120 people. So whatever they had was enough to get the raid. Yeah, we got the raid. We got the box. They got what they got. But it wasn't enough to really arrest him. So they were watching him. So when they arrested him, they got whatever they got, but it ain't enough to convict like that because they wouldn't have let him. So now the only reason they grabbed him because he was harassing this girl. They grabbed him. He put the money together like, oh, I'm going to get my mom's house, my house, this house, the house next to the house. Like his son say, you got the house, but you ain't get the other house, right? Remember the son was like, yeah, you raided that house, but you missed the other house, right? Well, they need the other house because they got what they got. He went and said, Judge, I got $50 million. The judge looked at that. They looked at him. He looked back at it. And he said, nah, because you are a threat. You are a danger to society. You are a flight risk, right? So the only reason he's in there because he called that girl 58 times. That's not the only reason, but that's why he would have got bail. I've seen sex offenders get bail, right? People that done the most heinous of stuff has done bail, bro. So he would have got bail regardless. But he's a menace because he's harassing these people to change their stories. That's why he's not getting bail. That's why he is where he is, right? So mama telling us he's not a good person or he is a good person, right? Individuals are wrongly convicted, or their actions or mistakes, right? So let me keep this going. She said, it is truly agonizing to watch the world turn against my son so quickly and easily over lies and misconceptions without ever hearing his side or affording him the opportunity to present his side. Let's be honest. And this is going to be the realest thing I ever, Pac say, it's the realest thing I ever wrote. This dude could have told his story 100 times already. Diddy literally just went on the jail. He was in jail. He got on a phone and did a video. And you know what he said in that video? I can't believe this is happening to me. I got to turn off the news because I can't believe this is happening to me. He didn't say nothing about I'm innocent. He didn't say nothing about my day. He's like, I'm going to have my day in court. But he knows that day going to be bad. That day going to be a bad day in court. And he talking about, I want to get on the stand. You know why dudes want to get on the stand? Because they believe, especially a narcissist, they believe they could talk their way out of this, right? They believe that if they could just hear what I have to say, like let me defend myself, that would be a disaster, right? Because you know what Diddy's thinking? He think he gonna get up there and talk softly and convince 1 million something plus people, plus the 12 people in the jury box that I'm not that monster that they're painting me out. His mom is setting you up for, he's not the monster they're making him out to be. And he thinks he's gonna get on that stand, right? He's gonna get on that stand and slowly work that jury. And he's going to work that judge. He's going to massage him with that Diddy magic, that little smile and shiny suit, right? He thinks he's going to get up there and start to coerce juror number 4, juror number 6, juror number 8 that loves the bad boy in the family. What's that? P. Diddy in the family. I love, that's my jam. He think he's going to find 2 of them in the jury. You only need 1. You only need, listen, people, you only need 1. You only need 1 to hang that jury, right? He probably thinking, in the back, she like me, like da. He thinking he gonna manipulate somebody, but what he don't understand, I'm just gonna be honest, right? What he don't understand is when he get up on that stand and the feds start asking him about all the drugs he's been taking for 20 years, right? And they start asking him about all the baby oil. And let's just be honest. Why would the police release that information? Let's just be honest. When you release information about raiding people's homes, you never talk about their baby oil, their lotion. He had Johnson & Johnson baby powder. They never say this. They never talk about this. So why would they say something about the baby oil and lubricant? 1,000 bottles of lubricated baby oil. You know why? Because the simple fact of the matter is they're trying to tie that into his sexual behavior. They're trying to make him into a deviant. And not to mention, I think they believe that it's allegedly drugs in them baby oil so that you go rub it on and then you start getting sleepy and you can't even remember everything. And you wake up like in a cab. Like, so it's like, yo, something with this baby oil. They trying to lead you into something, da-da-da-da. But at the end of the day, I feel like the feds already have a lot of stuff that's going to just be embarrassing. It's just going to be embarrassing. And this dude's going to be up there. He's going to try to get on the stand. His lawyer's going to beg him, please, Mr. Combs, please, I understand. I know how you feel. We just want you to have the best defense possible. Please don't get on the stand. He already fired the first goofy dude that said, why would you say the baby oil is just, everyone loves buying in bulk, just like at the Costco. He bought the baby oil at the Costco. Costco was like, we don't even sell baby oil, sir. Do not tie us into that. Don't start atting us talking about nothing. We don't even sell baby oil in Costco. We sell stuff in bulk. And one bottle of baby oil lasts the average black man 10 years. So no, we do not sell bulk baby oil. I'm sorry, sir. No one needs that much baby oil. I'm just going to be honest. Right? The most medium size of baby oil, that's going to last you 5 years. And that's a dude that's using it every day. You don't need that much. And it's your whole body. You don't need that much baby oil. I'm just being honest. Right? So what they're going to do is get him on that stand, right? And I got a lot of comments. I'm going to get to the comments in a minute. They're going to get him on that stand and start asking him, sir, why do you need $1,000, 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lube? Right? And he gonna try to downplay. Oh, I'm an ashy. I'm a sensual guy. I like to be prepared when my guests come. He's gonna have every answer in the word. They're gonna say, was it to use on all of these different people that you were drugging? Right? It's going to be a disaster if he gets on that stand. It's going to be bad. Then they're going to have to break out Cassie and Usher and Bieber. And now they're saying that there's a tape of a A-list celebrity that's bigger than Diddy. It's bigger than Diddy. If you see this guy, it's going to change music forever or whatever. The industry, da-da-da. It's so much bigger. It's a male that they have a tape and they're shopping the tape, right? And the lawyer for the girl is like, I want to get in front of this. I want the person who's in the tape. I've contacted them to buy the tape before it can release. That's literally blackmail. I'm just being honest with you. But she wants the person who's on the tape, which a lot of people speculate, and I believe the speculation may be true. And this is alleged before my stream get knocked down. It's alleged that it's Bieber. It's allegedly that it's Bieber. Now, I'm going to say something that's a little bit crazy, but I feel like if it's Bieber, it's going to change the whole tone of this, because a lot of people are going to say, oh my God, this guy been grooming that kid since a kid. You see what I'm saying? I hope it's not Bieber. I'm just hoping and praying that it's Leonardo DiCaprio or somebody else, not Bieber, bro. Like, don't do this, because simple fact, that means this guy really is the absolute worst. You know what I'm saying? Like, the worst, bro. Like, they trusted this kid with this guy, and he went and did all the stuff, the worst, the most heinous stuff that you could think of. He went and did it, right? Let me keep this moving. Let me get these comments. Donnie Battle in the building. Is it me or is Jaguar right trying to get her 15 minutes of fame? Yeah, Jaguar right. That's a whole nother video, Donnie. I'm not even going to touch her right now. I'm not a big Jaguar right. I don't listen to a lot of stuff she says, but it's just a lot. It's just a lot. I feel like you're doing a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of this stuff starting to sound a little like you're just making up anything at this point. It's just me. I'm sorry. I know I'm supposed to be. They're gonna take your black card if you don't listen to Jaguar Wright. I know, I get it. I understand, but I don't listen to Jaguar Wright. I'm sorry. Let me keep this moving. He said, "This is giving Boondocks R. Kelly on trial." Facts. Jimmy, salute. He said she presents the batshit crazy. A lot of things I said in the beginning took more and more true. Let me see what Donnie's talking about. They released that they found like 800 dildos. No, they didn't. I didn't hit Donnie. Listen, I heard a lot of stuff about this case. I ain't hear nothing about no 800. Donnie, you wild. They ain't got no 800 dildos. Stop that. He said Diddy Epstein was making the real life version of the recent movie Blink Twice. I ain't watched Blink Twice yet. 1,000 bottles is crazy. That is crazy, Robert. I don't know what a person would ever need 1,000 bottles or even 800 dildos. But I'm going to continue with Mama Combs' statement, because I feel like it gets even more this is the problem with these statements. When you release statements on very, very serious subjects, it will backfire. I have not seen one of these public statements work ever. I've never seen them work. If it's a real serious controversy or something of that matter, and some legal team, they pay him a couple grand an hour, like to make a statement. The statement never works. It's awful. It backfires. And this one, I believe, is backfiring as well. These lies thrown at him are motivated by those seeking a financial gain and not justice. These individuals saw how quickly my son's civil legal team settled his ex-girlfriend's lawsuit, so they believe they can get a quick payday by falsely accusing my son. So Mama Combs does not believe none of you hoes. She don't believe none of you. She think you're all lying. She only believes that he hit Cassie one time, and probably because she hit him first. Mama Combs is like, I don't believe none of it. You all are making this stuff up, and you're going against my son because he got a lot of money. So let me keep this moving. False allegations of sexual assault thwart true victims of sexual assault from getting the justice they deserve. I need a drink for this one. I need a sip, bro. Mama Combs. I'm me personally. This is to me. This statement stuff is disrespectful. I'm just going to be honest. This is disrespectful. You're telling us false allegations of sexual assault thwart true victims of sexual violence from getting the justice they deserve. Now Diddy is in the middle of a conversation about assault victims that are really going to not get justice because of the false allegations made to Diddy. So I get it. You're trying to touch on a big, broad scheme of things of when people tell false tales of sexual violence, it harms the real people. That's why people don't want to come forward. This is why we have the situation of people they will wait years until a bunch of people come out. Well, that's what happened, Mama Combs. A bunch of people waited years because they didn't feel they were going to be believed. That's why they came out. Now it's 120 victims. It's 60 males, 60 females because people didn't believe them. And now you're calling them liars. This is what's happening, Mama Combs. You're calling them liars. You're literally saying false allegations of sexual assault thwart true victims of sexual violence. You shouldn't have said nothing. You're making us seem like we're slow. How can you say the rabbit hole goes deeper? I promise. They're Drake. They're not slow. Like you're making us like we're slow, right? Dead ass. And so we can't comprehend the magnitude, the complexities of this case because the lies sometimes merge into the good person narrative that you're trying to create. And now you're telling us these false allegations are harmful to real victims, as if there are no real victims in here. We haven't even went to court. We haven't even had one simple person really tell their story. And Mama Combs is already calling them liars. Let's just be honest. This is what this statement is saying. They're lying on my son to get financial gain. Let me see what's going on. Yeah, man. It's wild, Donnie. The perfume that they gave the women in the movie made them forget things, and they were being assaulted by rich men. Tanya Bullet in the building. She says he has had visitors. Has he had visitors? Maybe his kids or someone over there. We live in a world where they seem to constantly ask you to act like you didn't see what you just saw right in front of your face. That is a fact, Rob. A lot of victims file police reports and or reported it at hospitals. I believe that's true. And now I feel like Mama Combs is doing exactly what they tell defendants not to do, to speak out too soon with all the facts. This is a disaster. It's a disaster. So she goes on to say in this statement that I believe she never wrote, somebody else wrote, to make matters worse, the federal government is now using these lies to prosecute my son. This injustice has been unbearable for our family. The worst part of this ordeal is watching my beloved son be stripped of his dignity, not for what he did, but for what people choose to believe about him. You mean the government that has actual files and files and files of stuff that he did? That's why they put an indictment on him. That's why they put a search warrant on his home. That's why they took his passport and locked him up. These people just chose to believe this. That's not how it works. The media, let's start here. Let me just say this. And like I said, I'm not going to disrespect Mama Combs, but Mama Combs, the media, the people on Instagram, Twitter did not put Diddy in prison, in jail. No one on Twitter went and did a citizen's arrest because I believe, no, these guys have to make a whole case and take it in front of a judge. The judge has to hear the whole case and say, you know what, go get that guy because this is enough evidence, clear and plain as day, to arrest, not just talk to him or have a strong conversation, arrest him, bring him to the MDC, lock him up. Take his belongings and throw him in PC and throw him on suicide watch because this is enough evidence. This ain't, they didn't choose to believe this. This is not a social media. You are getting, what they call, you're getting canceled. Like, this is not that, sis. I'm just going to be honest, bro. And what I'm saying is you can love your son, but not insult our intelligence. This statement is to make the weak-minded have sympathy on Diddy. It ain't going to work. It ain't going to work. Now, there are still, I'm going to be honest, there are some low-key Diddy, I get free Diddies in my comments here and there. It's nowhere near where it was a year ago. And a lot of y'all dudes, I'm going to be honest, a lot of y'all dudes was really, really, really riding for Diddy. Not too long ago, y'all was really going hard for Diddy. You refuse to believe. When the Cassie allegations, when she first said what she said, y'all was calling her everything under the sun. Y'all was saying that black folks won't stick together. We don't have nothing because we always turn on each other's right? And now y'all like really, really low-key quiet. Like after the video and then after him getting arrested and a lot of y'all your tone got real quiet because you still support him, but you can't say it as loudly as you could, right? A lot of y'all just don't like, I'm just gonna be honest, a lot of y'all just don't like women and you don't believe nothing they say. I understand I don't agree with you because I am a single, my mom, I was raised by a single black mom, and I know what they go through. So I'm always gonna respect black women in general. It's just me. I know I get like, oh, he a sucker for love, right? She not gonna bang you, though. All that little stuff do say in the comments. I don't care. I'm a grown man. I'm going to stand up for women. And I'm not saying Cassie's right or wrong, but I'm not going to immediately say that she's lying. You know what I'm saying? Because she's just a woman. A lot of dudes immediately say she's lying. I get it. And a lot of y'all females did it too. And a lot of us turn on each other when we bring out an accusation against somebody that we deem to be a celebrity or something like that, blah, blah, blah. Let's be honest. And hey, whatever you want to say, a lot of y'all turned on Megan really quickly. And I'm not saying she right or wrong. Megan's a wild girl, but a lot of y'all really didn't give this girl no credit at all. Y'all was like, this and that, Rock Nation, I get it, whatever. But at the end of the day, black women, you got to start believing some of the stuff they say. If you think they lying, that's fine. Let it play out. It played out, right? Court has spoken. Somebody's in prison right now. This is the same thing with Diddy. A lot of y'all jumped and ran to Diddy's defense, right? The court's going to speak. Diddy not going to make it out of this. I'm just sorry. Diddy going to have to adjust to being in prison. It is what it is. So while we jumping and rushing to judgment, a lot of people was calling this girl Cassie some of the most heinous names I've ever seen. Right? Until the video came out. Then it wasn't so cool to call her these names no more. I'm just going to be honest with you. So I watched a lot of you guys literally bash, diminish, and try to big up Diddy before we got where we are. Now Mama Combs is on here telling us that we crazy, right? Let me keep this moving. Cassie out here trying to tear down another black man. This man stomped the F out of her. That's a fact, Jimmy. They was really saying that. But until the video came out. Let me keep this moving. What else we got? She said the injustice has been unbearable for our family. The worst part, what she said, the worst part of this ordeal is watching my beloved son be. So I read that part already. So I feel like Mama Combs just made this a little bit worse for the people of integrity and intelligence, because we're saying, Mama Combs, you're really trying to tell us that we don't see with our own eyes all the stuff about Diddy, and not just the Cassie thing, We kind of low key should be ashamed of ourselves for letting Diddy get away with this so long. But we have been letting Diddy rock and roll since the stampede back in the day at the party where people died because they locked the doors and had chains on the doors and they didn't let the people out, and people died back then. We saw something back then and we let it. We have a thing for money and power. For some reason, we as a people, when you get money, you get power. How you think Epstein was allowed to operate the way he was? Money and power. He can buy an island and have people shipping people back and forth, young people back and forth, because he got money and people want money. So they're going to look the other way. There's a lot of rich billionaires, millionaires that can do what they want because they got money. And until they really, a lot of times they turn on each other. And that's where you get this situation where you finally get justice, right? But end of the day, we are not going to see justice really for these people because they're going to always still have an era. Once this thing is over, they're still going to have a cloud over them that you really was involved with this because you wanted to be, right? That's the defense they're setting it up. They wanted to be there. It was consensual, By the time this thing is over, every single one of them people, all of their secrets going to be out. And it ain't nothing they can do at this point, whether they want it or not, it doesn't matter. Their secrets are going to be out. They're going to be calling them people everything in the book. So now you may get your money from your lawsuit, whatever, but they're going to be having really, really wild side looks at you for the rest of your life over this. And you maybe didn't do nothing wrong. Now, let's just be fair. Some of these people really wanted to be there. Some of these people consensually actually agreed to this. I just saw a comment 2 days ago. Not even a comment, it was a video where the girl it was a guy. He said, "This is my cousin." He put a video. It's like a famous person. He said, "This is my cousin," and he said, "Why you ain't tell me?" Oh, I know who it was. It was Dion. I think it was Dion Cole. He said, it wasn't Dion Cole. It was Donnell Rollins. He said, "My cousin said, why you ain't take me to the Diddy party? I would have brought my own baby over, and I wouldn't have said nothing." Right. So some people, now that could have been a joke or it could have been real, but some people would have gladly gone to these parties and been fine with whatever going on. Right. So we can't just say, oh, everybody in there was drugged and just taken advantage of. Yes, there's going to be people who consensual. And some of them people that's in this lawsuit right now was very consensual. Some of them people was looking for that party. Like, where's that party? I want to get in there. Like, some of these people really wanted to be there. Some of them people went to multiple ones, wasn't forced, wasn't coerced. So it's going to be that too. Everything has his caveats. And there's going to be people that get on that stand for money. That's just going to be a fact. It is what it is. So I don't understand why, we seem to just try to make everything black and white, but at the same time, we're not going to be doing good person in quotations, right? Mama Combs. I feel like, let me see. I want to make sure I got the whole statement, and I'm about to wrap this up. But I think that Mama Combs may have just made this worse, because what I've noticed that these cops are doing, every time a statement comes out, they go to prove the statement wrong. Every time a statement comes out, they release another video. They release another tape. They release some more information about what they found. And I don't think they're going to take lightly to this kind of statement, right, being made as if they're lying. I think they're going to once again stick something out in the media. Something's going to mysteriously get leaked, and it's going to be like, no, oh my God, Diddy, come on, bro. Let me see what's going on. Exactly, he did nothing wrong. All these people comment on his party and him. Just imagine what y'all MFers do behind closed doors. Oh, Vera Blunt came in the building. She chose violence. They're getting on the stand for money. Vera, I'm not going to dispute that. Some of these people definitely will be getting on the stand for money. That is a fact. And Diddy, let's be honest, Diddy has gravitated to those kind of people. Those are the kind of people that would be at a party like that. A lot of bottom feeders, bro. A lot of people that are around for the money. How many of them you think was getting paid to be there? Right? They had sex workers laying on the table naked with food on them. You can eat the food off their bodies, right? They got footage of this. Right, they got footage of this. So she wasn't laying there because she got paid to lay there. They had girls dancing in cages. So all of this stuff was a money-based system, and a lot of these people went there for the money. Now, what they're trying to say is I went there for the money, but then he drugged me. And then they did all kind of stuff to me and they filmed it. And then when I woke up, they told me, get out. And if I say something, I was going to get beat up and the tape was going to be released. So it's a difference. But at the same time, I do feel like some of them wasn't coerced. They wanted to be there. Some people, gang, let's just be honest. Some people just freaky. Some people just like it rough. Some people just into that, bro. I'm just going to be honest. And some of these people going to get up there and low key say some good stuff so they can walk away with another bag. I'm just going to be honest. Now, that's where Diddy lawyers come in to pick and choose and figure out how to yada yada. I'm not sure if Diddy got hit with a RICO, which is a different thing. If they get him with a RICO, all they got to do is just prove that he's done some criminal activity, and that's it. It ain't a whole lot of stuff going on. But I feel like if Diddy, and it's gonna be a long trial, gang. I'm telling you, you thought R. Kelly was long. Like R. Kelly went years before his trial. This trial going to be long, gang. It's going to be long. I don't think he even gets into court for 3 years. I really just don't. 2-3 years, unless they said they're trying to give a swift, like his lawyer said, we're trying to get you a swift verdict, or not verdict, but we're going to get you in the trial swiftly, right? They're going to try that, but I don't think it's going to be as fast because they want to get it so quickly so the government messes up. So if they get that trial in there quickly, the government's going to make mistakes, and then Diddy going to be home. You know what I'm saying? He'd be home by next Christmas, right? He'd be home faster than Young Thug. But what's going to happen is they're not going to let him do that. They're going to slowly build. They got a lot of cases, and let's not even mention the 120 cases. He said, Tony Busby, the lawyer, the Texas lawyer, said he's filing every single one of them 120 cases in the individual states. So it's 2 in Charlotte, 2 in it's 2 in Maryland, 2 in Georgia. Like he said, so that's 120 more cases that Diddy has got to defend himself with. So it's going to be a long process, right? The only reason Diddy not going to be home for that because he called that girl 58 times. Had he not called that girl 58 times in a row, that's the only reason that he's in there. Had he been focused and just been like, let the lawyers do the job, Diddy would be home right now. But he called that girl too many times. She either alerted the police, but I believe they was watching him. They was listening to his phones, and they found out that he called that girl that many times. And that's why Diddy is in jail right now. But if he understands what he needs to say and do, he'll realize I gotta stop talking. He should not have made that video from jail. He should not have made that other video from Cabo, wherever he was at, talking about I hit rock bottom. He made mistakes. That's bad. Mama Combs gotta stay off. Don't say nothing else, mama. Don't say nothing else, because what's happening, you're making those feds get antsy. And we've seen them, if you're paying attention, they've been retaliating every time Diddy comes with a statement. When he first said enough is enough, the Cassie tape got leaked, right? Then he came out, was like, I'll be vindicated in court. You'll see, da-da-da. And then they came and locked him up. They raided his house, right? Then he's chilling out. He's whitewater rafting, right? They had a whitewater rafting. He's in Harlem shaking hands. He going to see G-Dep. G-Dep giving him all these hugs, da-da-da. He's just looking like he living his life. They got Diddy popping up everywhere. Him and Stevie J here, there, da-da-da. He's seeing Justin Bieber patting him down for a wire. All this stuff going on, right? They like, this dude is just moving around a little bit too much. A little bit too much. Let me see what Tanya said. I asked visitors because I last heard he could only get visits from his attorney. Days later, he was placed on suicide watch. Some places have video visitation. That's true. So about his visits, I don't know if he got visits. I heard something, but I'm not sure. But when you're dealing with this kind of money that Diddy, even if Diddy money is locked up with these lawyers, Diddy's like, you know what I'm saying? A guy like Diddy is resourceful. He got money. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna fool ourselves. His kids, all of them got money somewhere. It ain't just all tied up. When you got this kind of money, you got power to get these guards to do some amazing things for you, to bend a couple rules for you. They already said he's getting preferential treatment. He's getting food. He's getting different. He just gets treated a little different, right? Because guess what? A guard is making XYZ And you know what I'm saying? Diddy can be like, listen, Playboy, you know what I'm saying? Five G's for some extra cheese and crackers or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the deal. I don't know. I'm just telling you what it is. That Diddy got a lot of money and a lot of people that can move things around and say this, then do that, and that can make a guard give you an extra this or do an extra that, give you some extra water time, whatever the case may be. I don't know, but I do know that Diddy got a nice size bag, and these guards are going to treat him differently. And some of them are starstruck. Some of them are starstruck. Some of them like, that's Diddy in there. You heard about when Wayne was in there. They were starstruck with Wayne. One of them guards was so starstruck with Wayne, she started sleeping with him. Am I bugging? Am I making that up? I can't be sure, but I'm almost certain that there was a female guard that got, I believe they arrested her for messing with Wayne to some kind of way. I could be wrong. I don't know. But end of the day, Diddy going to have some of these people starstruck. They're going to want to do stuff for him because he's Diddy. And they're going to give him a little leeway with what he can and can't do and how he can move around that. Diddy got to put down that phone. Don't do no more videos. I don't know who gave him a phone. I don't know how that happened, but I saw the video myself that Diddy, she shot a video and posted it on something that he can't believe that this is happening and he got to turn off the news because he doesn't understand. Don't do that again, Diddy, please. You're going to rile these feds up and they're going to go at your ass and your mom and everybody else. And that's the other thing. They're saying that the mom might be tied in what his mom know and what the sons know. I think the one of the sons got a case on him now over something. So it's good to just be bedlam. They got to stop talking. Mom, don't make no more statements because you're playing with this whole thing and it's not going to work out. If you keep trying to say they lying, don't do that. You're going to antagonize people. Don't do that. This statement was bad. And I think we're going to see a real long process. Diddy has actually put himself in a situation that I do not see Diddy ever coming out of prison. I'm just sorry. Now, he can try to do some, he could make a deal. He could cut a deal where he do 10 years. Martha Stewart went to prison. She came home, right? I don't know. Martha Stewart did what, 3 years? 2-3 years, something like that. Came out, turned her life around. Well, she didn't really do nothing this heinous, so we're not going to act crazy like Martha Stewart did it. Yeah, you could do it, though. The Diddy stuff is a little bit more heinous than Martha Stewart. We just be honest. But end of the day, Diddy need to think about, he said he's not taking a deal. He said under no circumstances he's taking a deal. And I understand that. But as this gets closer and starts to unravel a little bit more and they start peeling back the layers of this stuff like the rabbit hole, he going to wish he took that deal. Because I can imagine if I can get out in 9-10 years, right, as opposed to 30 to life, which they trying to give him, right, where he never gets out again. They gave R. Kelly 30. I guarantee you R. Kelly did not see himself getting no 30 years. So he won't need to start thinking about that deal, right? Which he says he's adamant. I'm not taking no deal. I will not be submitting to any type of situation where I got to admit guilt. I understand that. But at the same time, bro, you might want to start thinking that, yo, if they're not playing fair, then they really going to do me dirty. And I know people say, the feds they got an 80%, 90% win race because people take the deal. Okay, but a lot of times they take the deal because they really did it. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times they take the deal because it's better than what they're looking at. Now, the people that didn't really do it, they keep fighting their appeal, yada, yada, boom, boom, boom. Like I keep saying, Irv Gotti, he beat the feds low-key, but the feds really never had none on him anyway. The simple fact of the matter is this is different. Diddy, you got to understand what you're up against. I don't see you walking on the streets again. You need to start figuring out how your life going to be behind bars. You know what I'm saying? And his sons got to tighten up. And I believe they're going to make them boys get on the stand. Them sons know a little too much too. I believe them kids going to be asked to get on that stand and say some stuff against their dad that they don't want to say. And they're going to face prosecution if they don't. Because I believe they are a little too in tune with what he's doing over there. As soon as he got arrested, the son came out and with the song "Dissing the Feds," talking about you ain't searched the house, you searched this house, but you missed the house, antagonizing him, right? And it's like, yo, y'all gotta calm down, bro. Start thinking about how you gonna save yourself in a situation because we don't know who Diddy talking on in there. We don't know who he gonna sell out, if he gonna sell anybody. Things change when you get behind them walls, right? You see these rappers when they tough at first, and then they hit them stands and they start pointing their mans as whatever. So we don't know what he knows about anybody. They say he got a lot of videotapes. They said he got 24 hours of video. He got terabytes and terabytes and terabytes of video on everybody who set foot in the mansions. He got you on video doing whatever. If you just was sucking a lollipop, he got it. He got everybody. So it's a lot of dudes scrambling. They said it's going to be a lot of lawsuits. A lot of people's names going to be exposed in a couple weeks. And that's the last thing on earth they want to see. But if Diddy going to have to start pointing fingers himself, every finger he point, get him a year off. Sooner or later, 30 come down to 1 year. He started pointing like, yo, Ryan Reynolds. Like he started just naming, yo, you never know what he gonna say or who he gonna say it about. So on that note, I'm gonna get out of here. But I think Mama Combs, God bless her heart, is standing up for her son. But I think she did it in a this statement was a awful decision because it's trying to paint him as a victim. It's trying to paint him as a victim, and he's not a victim. At some point, they got to start changing the narrative of like a remorseful narrative, not a narrative of it's the media against me, it's the feds against me. It's a remorseful narrative. People are open to you being remorseful. He has to change the tone. This tone of this statement is basically saying, y'all looking for a payday. You're trying to lie on my son, and you're trying to prosecute him on false allegations and lies. And that's not what's going on. Some of the stuff, to his own admission, he has done. So therefore, he needs to cop to some of this. His tone needs to change. And don't hit us with, no, I hit rock bottom. No, that ain't gonna work either. Just, this is what it is. I did some stuff. They did some stuff. We all did some stuff. Let's meet somewhere in the middle, because I'm not that monster that you're making me out to be. You know what I'm saying? But some of the stuff is low-key true, and let's meet somewhere in the middle. Diddy could get out of this joint with probably 7 years, right? He might do 7. He already going to do 3 just waiting for this. You know what I'm saying? So let's see where it goes, man. Let me know what you think in the comments. I appreciate y'all. We never had less than 60 people in the watching today. So I appreciate that. We've been people in the comments was really active, and we appreciate that. Make sure you check out black-yeti.com. They always support my events. They are a THC based brand. They do edibles and chocolate and all that. And head on over there if you're in the THC, black-yeti.com. CLBMG. All right. Yo, just hit the like button and subscribe button. Follow us and let me know what you think in the comments. We was on Instagram right now, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. A lot of people was watching. I appreciate that, gang. Make sure you subscribe, whatever social media you watch.